Hey guys, King of Charmanders here. Alright, so today we have a pretty interesting video. So for those of you that don't know, Alolan Ninetales can go to level 50, which is pretty cool. So we're going to look at level 50 Alolan Ninetales for Open Ultra League. It's actually pretty dang strong, and because of its stats and the new Weather Ball that it came out with, it's actually really dangerous in Open Ultra. Now the thing is, it's an Ice and Fairy type, and as you see here, it maxes out at near 2500, which means you can get a level 50 Alolan Ninetales. This makes it really, really interesting to have a maxed out level 50 Alolan Ninetales for Open Ultra, because it runs over a lot of things. As you see, it has a pretty balanced stat spread, and the Ice and Fairy typing make it really, like, it makes it really interesting, and here's why. As you see here, you are weak to Fire, Poison, Rock, Steel, but you resist Dragon, Bug, Dark, and Ice. So there are a lot of well, not really a lot of dragons per se, but you do have Giratinas that run around a lot. So with Giratina running around, you do resist Dragon Breath, you also resist Dragon Claw. So you're going to force them to either use Shadow Sneak, or if they happen to have Ancient Power, guess what? That's one of the things you're weak to. So with the Rock weakness, you are weak to Melmetals, you are weak to Steel typing attacks like Iron Head from Scizor, etc. Fire types like Charizard, Chandelure, other Incinerate users if you do have it. Poison type users, which is basically Alolan Muck for the most part. The good thing about it is that you also resist Dark. So with Dark, you resist the Snarls, you resist... With Snarls, you resist Dark Pulse, you also resist Night Slash. So because of this, Alolan Ninetales is a very powerful mon because of its new Weather Ball moveset. Powder Snow plus Weather Ball is a monster moveset. Weather Ball is only 35 energy. Powder Snow generates 8 energy shots. So that means you're going to fire a lot of Weather Balls in a very short amount of time. It also has Charm, Dazzling Gleam, Ice Beam, Blizzard. So if you don't like... You want Weather Ball, of course. But if you don't like Psyshock or anything like that, you have a slew of other moves you can use for coverage. This makes Alolan Ninetales very versatile and very, very dangerous for Open Ultra League if you have a good one for level 50. Alright, so as you see here, here's the Open Ultra League rankings for ppoke.com. As you see, Alolan Ninetales, or A9 for short, actually ranks at number 18. The XL version is really strong, particularly as a lead. Actually does well in all dimensions, but especially as a lead. Here's the thing. With A9 with Powder Snow and Weather Ball, you take out Gira, Togekiss, Articuno, and Gyarados. And even Charizard. Wait, what? Yeah, Charizard Fire type, but you actually can take out Charizard, which is nuts. It's crazy just how powerful it is. It's able to take down the primary Charmer, Giratina, which has been a god forever, and even take out Articuno because of the ice neutral damage. It's just pretty nuts just how strong it is. Also, you do resist Articuno's Ice Shards and Icy Winds because it's an Ice Flying type, so you do neutral damage. It's like I said, it's nuts. Now, it does have a few key losses. You have a pretty close matchup against Cresselia. It's 508. Obstagoon can still beat you, unfortunately. It can gunk shot you to oblivion, so be very, very careful. The thing about, like, the thing about A9 and what sucks is that counter users do neutral damage because Ice and Fairy. So you Fairy resist, but it's weak against Ice, so fighters do neutral damage, which is why you lose against Obstagoon and Escavalier. Amok also gives you a hard time because if it hits you with a Sludge Wave, it's not a good time. It likely will OKO you. And, of course, Melmetal. Everybody, well, if you use Melmetal, you don't hate Melmetal. But you know what? If you see a Melmetal with A9, it's not a good time. So, make sure you have something that covers Melmetal. But as you see, it's incredibly powerful. Number 18 as an XL is pretty dang good, especially with what it covers as its key wins. Best used as the lead, but like I said, it does pretty well in all the other positions as well. But I would lead with it just because if you do happen to encounter a really hard matchup, just because Melmetal and Registeel are still floating around, you can pivot out. But still very, very powerful. And also, if you win the lead, these are some strong ratings. 6 and 700, those are some really strong ratings. At the lead, A9 actually ranks at number 10. So it's actually a top 10 lead, which is just pretty nuts. On the closer, A9 ranks at number 75. Being able to even take out Venusaur as here, and taking out Gyarados is always a plus. As a switch, A9 is actually number 23. Being able to take out everything I mentioned above. But as you see, it has strong positions in everything but the closer. So as a lead or a switch, A9 is pretty dang good. Alright, as I always say, if you would like to consider donating to pukebook.com, please consider doing so. So I have A9 here. As you see, you can get it to level 50. It's 7, 15, 15, so kind of a little bit for IVs, but you can get a level 50 Alolan Ninetales. As you see here, I have level 50. I have level 51 as well. Level 51's a little, like, it's just literally like 2 less attack, as you see here. So level 50, we got level 51 as well, and I put the Charm Weather Ball one as well. So we get to see the Charm version of Ninetales, and you see the Power Stone version. I also put the Dazzling Gleam variation. As you see here, we're going to maximize it, just in case. The thing is, you want Psyshock because you fire so quickly. However, since we're just looking at a blanket analysis here, it doesn't hurt to see if Dazzling Gleam actually flips some things. Because with Dazzling Gleam, you can cover Dark types with, like, Obstagoon. But generally, Weather Ball, Psyshock is enough. So I have the open Ultra League meta here, and then we hit the 2 shield, I hit Blattle, and as you see here, A9 is incredibly powerful. So you're able to beat Abomasnow, you beat Articuno in 2 shield as well, you even beat Charizard with Dragon Breath. You don't beat the Fire Spin one because the Fire Spin one's just going to burn you down. As you see here, there's not too much of a difference between level 50 and 51 so far, but we'll see. So, you beat Clefable, let's see, with Cresselia, what do we get? With Cresselia, it looks like you could beat it with level 51, but why? Okay, so this is Charm. So this is the Charm variation. Why do you win with Dazzling Gleam, though? So you don't win with Psyshock, but why? Is it because Dazzling Gleam lets you cover it, lets you take it down? Oh, okay, I see what happens here. Okay, so if you use Dazzling Gleam, you can actually take out Cresselia with a Dazzling. So Dazzling Gleam does have play. You can take out Cresselia. I mean, you kind of have to end up like baiting and then just like forcing both shields, but being able to flip the 2 shield is pretty good. Hold on, before I go like super like praise this matchup. As long as you hit a Dazzling Gleam, you can go straight Weather Ball. So before I praise this matchup, what if they have Grass Knot? Here's what happens. So if they have Grass Knot, you could still win the 2 shield. So you could still win the 2 shield even if they have Grass Knot, as long as you land Dazzling Gleam. Which is pretty nuts. So you're able to beat Cresselia, you beat Dragonite, of course, just because, and you beat Drifblim just because you are able to hit it down with Ice. You have a closer matchup with the Charm variation, though, because Charm doesn't do super effective damage, and you can't spam Weather Ball as much. You can actually beat Ferrothorn with level 50 A9, and you beat Gallade, but you don't. You can beat Gallade with the Charm variation, but it looks like you don't beat it with without Dazzling Gleam? Okay, so you can actually beat it straight Weather Ball. So with this variation, I don't know why it does this right here, but you could actually win just going straight Weather Ball. As you see here, here's Gallade, and then you can win just going straight Weather Ball. So don't Psyshock, just go straight Weather Ball. Wait a minute, it still wins, but why? Yeah, but why? So Powder Snow, these are both the same IVs, so why does it win? Leaf Blade, and you straight Weather Ball. So you back to back. So you're able to beat Gallade with just straight Weather Ball. I don't know why it loses in this. Oh, it's because it doesn't back to back. I don't know what. Yeah, it doesn't back to back. So this one doesn't reflect it for some reason, but you're able to beat Gallade just going straight Weather Ball. So how you beat Gallade in the 2 shield is you just build up. You just build up and then. Yeah, it's very strange. Oh, it's because you get the extra Leaf Blade in, but you should still be able to Weather Ball down. So I don't know why it says this, but you should be able to Weather Ball down Gallade. You beat Gengar with Powder Snow, you don't beat it with Charm because Charm's resisted. Now, of course, the big thing is you beat Giratina. You're able to beat Giratina, which is always a plus. And then it looks like here with Alolan Ninetales with Dazzling Gleam, it looks like you're able to beat Gramble as long as you can hit it with the Dazzling Gleam. So Dazzling Gleam lets you flip the 2 shield against Gramble. Otherwise, you'll lose. But I think they have to hit a CC on you. Because you can eat... Yeah. Wait. Oh, no. You just get charmed down. Yeah. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, so this one, the reason why you can win is because of Dazzling Gleam. So you double bait with Weather Ball, or you hit the Weather Balls, and then you hit Dazzling Gleam. So Dazzling Gleam does give you a way out against Ground Bolt. You're able to beat Lapras, but I think with Lapras, it's the same exact thing. You have to land a Dazzling Gleam. Yeah, so Lapras, you actually have to double Dazzling Gleam. So Dazzling Gleam does give you a way out versus the Psyshock variation. Now, here's the thing. Without Psyshock, though, you don't cover Machamp, which can be around in Open Ultra. And with the Charm variation, it looks like you lose against Armored Mewtwo. So there are some pros and cons about winning Charm. And also, you don't beat Shadow Champ because it looks like the Shadow damage adds up because fighting does do neutral damage against you. You're able to beat Aim-Up with Powder Snow, but of course you lose with Charm. Well, just because it's able to get to, like, Sludge Wave pretty quickly. But I think you can win this matchup as long as you shield the Sludge Wave. So if you shield Sludge Wave, which is very difficult to do because it takes only one more. So let's see, you shield, let's see, don't shield this, but shield Sludge Wave. Yeah, so you can win as long as, so this is a bait-dependent matchup with Muck. You can still win with the Charm variation as long as you are able to bait. However, you could just go straight Weather Ball. Bing, 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 just straight Weather Ball. So as long as you go straight Weather Ball, it won't be able to get to you. So, but make sure you do shield. Make sure you do shield just in case, because if it does try to hit Sludge Wave, you probably will get OKO'd. You beat Obstagoon with the Charm variation. I think you're able to beat it with Dazzling Gleam just because you're able to finish off with Dazzling Gleam. So as you see here, ding ding, and then you can Dazzling Gleam it to death. So Dazzling Gleam does flip some matchups versus Psyshock. As you see with Dazzling Gleam, you can also flip the Swampert matchup. All variants will be Togekiss, however, all variants will be Togekiss. And look, you are able to beat Toxicroak in Open Ultra because of Psyshock, because you just Psyshock it down. And it looks like you can beat Venusaur just going straight Weather Ball. So this is a good part. So A9's really good. Like I said, the Dazzling Gleam variation is able. Now the hard thing about this is Dazzling Gleam takes a lot of energy, so if they do shield your Dazzling Gleam, you're kind of in trouble. So even though Dazzling Gleam does flip a lot of matchups, just be very mindful that you have to land the Dazzling Gleam. If they shield it, it kind of sucks. Alright, so we did the 2 shield. Let's do the 1 shield. As you see, the 1 shield, you still beat Bama, you still beat Articuno, which is still pretty dang good. You beat Charizard still, unless they have Charm, because Charm is resisted by fire types. You beat Clefable, Dragonite, Drifblim. You lose against Cresselia, unfortunately, because you don't have that extra shield to protect you. Cresselia is just really, really bulky, so you're gonna get, it's just the bulk. You lose against Empoleon because it essentially walls you, even with Dazzling Gleam. And no matter what variation you use, like, Empoleon will wall you. So Steel types are not your best friend. Ferrothorn will beat you in the 1 shield now. And Gallade can beat you. It looks like Gallade, it looks like you can win. You can beat Gallade, but I think you have to Dazzling Gleam. Okay, so you could straight Weather Ball, as you see here. So against Gallade matchup, you could still straight Weather Ball. Same thing with Gengar, Giratina, Gramble. You can beat it in the 1 shield As you see here, you just go straight Weather Ball. You're lose against Lapras because unfortunately it does out-thick you. And Machamp can just beat you down because, like I said, it does neutral damage. Like, the thing is the neutral damage, unless you're holding the Charm variation. As you see, Charm has merit. As you see in the 1 shield, you're able to take out a lot of things in the 1 shield. Just like the 2s. With Charm Ninetales, you're able to take out Armored Mewtwo. You're also able to take out Obstagoon. And it looks like with Dazzling Gleam, you could take out Obstagoon. So it looks like Dazzling Gleam does give you a shot against Obstagoon, which is able to, like, do such heavy damage against you. Now, of course, like I said, Steel types are not your best friend. Registeel destroys you. Same thing with Scizor. You do beat Snorlax. You also beat Swampert with the Powder Snow variation. So it looks like you could just go straight Weather Ball. Yeah, you just go straight Weather Ball. But you live with 2 HP, so be very careful because this matchup is really close. So if you do have a little bit of chip damage, or if Swampert has energy lead, of course, Swampert's going to win. So just be very careful. You still beat Togekiss, you beat Toxicroak with Psyshock if you have it, and you beat Venusaur as well. So as long as you're able to hit it with Psyshock, or, yeah, Psyshock does heavy damage, so as you see here. Or you could just go straight Weather Ball. I think straight Weather Ball is the play. Yeah, so just go straight Weather Ball, and you can take it out. As you see, Charm has merit to be used as well. If you want to use Charm, Charm's not a bad idea. Alright, so we have the 2 shield, the 1 shield, and now we have the zeros. So, in the zeros, it's going to be really interesting because a lot of things like A9 does do a lot of damage with shields. So, how does it do without shields? We hit battle. Without shields, you still beat Obama Snow as long as it's a shadow. So, it looks like Shadow Obama, you do beat. You beat Articuno. You can beat it with Charm too. So, the Charm variation can beat Obama Snow, the regular one. As you see here, you just pretty much charm it down. You lose against Charizard, Clefable, Cresselia, unfortunately, because Clefable's pretty thick in Ultra League and it will take you out. You beat Dragonite and Dripplin because of your Ice typing. Of course, like I said, Steel types outside of the 2 shield with Ferrothorn are very rough. You beat Gallade, Gengar, Giratina, Granbull with every variation. You lose against Lapras just because, like I said, it resists your Ice attacks, etc., and it's really thick. You can beat Shadow Champ. You beat Machamp convincingly, but you only beat Shadow Champ, it looks like, with the... You could either Dazzling Gleam it, or you Charm it to death. Yeah, so you have to Dazzling Gleam or Charm it to death. Otherwise, Shadow Champ does outpace you to damage. It literally just drops a bunch of rocks on you and you die. So, it drops a bunch of rocks on you and you go down. As with every Steel type, you will lose according to Melmetal. Like, of course, with Melmetal, Alolan Muck will Sludge Wave you to death. Armor Mewtwo will drop I believe Armor Mewtwo is able to just deal a ton of damage against you. So this one's a rough matchup as well. With Armor Mewtwo in a closer, it looks like Double Side Strike does take you out. So things that can out damage you, they can't take you out. You only win against Charm with Obstagoon. Obstagoon will Gunk Shot you down. You win against Poliwrath with either variation, as you see here. You're gonna lose against Steel types, of course, and Swampert does take you out in the zeros. So. And you beat Snorlax, Toxicroak, and Venusaur. So it looks like the zeros is probably Alolan Ninetales' biggest weakness, unless you have Energy Lead, which you can get pretty quickly. However, depending if you have Dazzling Gleam or Psyshock, there are a few things you cover. For example, Psyshock can cover Toxicroak, Venusaur, and Fighting types pretty handily. And you could do it with Dazzling Gleam as well. So Dazzling Gleam, there's nothing that really... The only notable matchup you really flip is probably Obstagoon with Charm. That's pretty much it. So there is merit to running a Charm A9. With Shield Advantage, of course, you're going to do fairly well because of Weather Ball. You still lose against Steel types, though, like Registeel, Scizor, and Melmetal. Empoleon and Excavalier. You could beat Empoleon if you actually have a level 51. So, it looks like there is a bulk or a breakpoint here, so it lets you beat Excavalier in the 1-0s. So, I believe you go straight Weather Ball, but let's see what... Okay, so you are able to Weather Ball down. Powder Snow does 3 damage, 8 damage, 30... And then this variation, the one that you lose against, it's a simultaneous knockout. So 3 damage, 30 damage. Okay, so it looks like that little extra HP you get from being a level 51. So level 51 does matter. With the level 51 Ninetales and the 1-0s, you can take out Excavalier, which is a very specific matchup. But hey, like, pluses, that gives you merit to run out, that gives you merit to run a... Level 51. As you see, level 51 level 50 and 51 can take out everything else. So that's the only notable matchup so far with level 51. In the 2 shield and the 2-0s, you actually beat everything except Registeel and Scizor. So the 2-0s, Ninetales is A9 is very, very powerful. So you only lose against Registeel and Scizor. That's it. Just because you only lose against these two. And in the 2-1s with Shield Advantage, looks like you still beat a majority of the meta, except you drop Mel, so you'll drop Melmetal and Empoleon. So Melmetal and Empoleon, you add plus with Shield Advantage, that's still really strong. Like, generally you don't want to stay into steals anyway, so just dropping Empoleon, and like being able to beat Empoleon and Melmetal in a certain scenario is still pretty dang good. But like I said, you don't want to be locked into steals anyways, but so this is, the 2-1s is a pretty dang good matchup. The only difference is if you're running Charm, you will lose against Ferrothorn and Gengar because Charm is resisted. So just be mindful of that. Charm's very powerful, however, you can still lose against some things as long as it's resisted. Alright, so if I had to get an 89 a rating, I'd actually give it a 9 out of 10. It's really solid. Like, it's able to beat a lot of things, like straight Powder Snow. You have the option of using Dazzling Gleam, and the Charm version is actually really strong. It's able to take out a lot of things. You have a lot of options. You have spamminess with Weather Ball, and being able to beat top relevant meta picks like Togekiss, Articuno, Obama Snow. You beat a lot of things with A9, and it's very, very, it's crazy just how, like, when I viewed it before, I was like, I couldn't believe, like, wow, this is actually really strong in Open Ultra League. Of course, the only reason it's not, I can't, like, of course, I don't give it a perfect score, of course, because it's not really super oppressive, as there is one typing that is also very, very popular, and it's called Steel. If you see a Melmetal, or if you see a Registeel, you have to run away, because no matter what you do, Ninetales has no coverage against Steel typings. Other than that, it's still very, very strong, very, very powerful. With Powder Snow and Weather Ball, you're able to take out a lot of things like I mentioned, and you can even use Charm. Charm is dangerous. It's very... Level 51, and the good thing about A9, you don't even need a level 51. The only scenario you flip in a level 51 is Excavalier in the 2-0s. So you could just use a level 50 Alolan Ninetales. There's not, unless it's that specific matchup, there's no reason to have a level 51, which is great. So a level 50 Ninetales just absolutely just bulldozes over a lot of matchups, and it's very, like I said, with that, like, with what it covers in Elite, it's not a bad idea. If you have the XL candy, this thing's not a bad idea to run in Elite. It's pretty dang good. There is one matchup I want to take a look, though. So we have Battle. We're gonna learn A9. The issue with this is the only one where it's just kind of like, what happens? So if we have a level 50 Abomasnow versus a level 50 Alolan Ninetales, the thing is, like, what happens is it does win CMP, so I believe, like, Abomasnow. You can beat a level 40, however, Abomasnow beats you just because it wins CMP, as you see here. Actually, you can win the 2-shield. What? Mother of mercy. Okay, never mind, I lied. I'm wrong. So you can beat an Abomasnow. It will win CMP, but as you see, you can beat Abomasnow. Alolan Ninetales actually takes... Wow. Oh, that's really interesting. Oh, it's because Ice does neutral damage, where Abomasnow, you're resisting everything. So, this is probably a huge plus, is you're able to take out Abomasnow. So, in a sense, A9's kind of better than Bama, because A9 can still take out Swampert in some scenarios. And with the Dazzling Gleam Psyshock coverage, it's pretty dang beastly. So... being able to beat Abomasnow, whether it's the 40 or the 50, is a huge plus. If you have one, it's not a bad idea to build it. Anyways, that's the video, you guys. Again, Charm and Power Snow are good. I would double check your Charm. I would double check your things to use it, because it is, as you see, perfect IVs are like 7, 15, 15. Again, you don't need a level 51. You can use a 50, but it's a really good, and I definitely recommend, if you have one, you're looking to use it, it's not a bad idea. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. I will be doing more work on the level 50 with newer Pokemon. Good luck on your Go Battle League sets, and I will see you on the next video.